Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Imran Riaz Khan to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Imran Riaz Khan's words. So, have you ever noticed why military establishments always dislike politicians? Politicians are bad, and journalists who ask questions are also bad, whether they are social media activists, human rights workers, or lawyers who raise their voices for truth and justice. They are also seen as bad. Anyone in Pakistan who raises questions will upset the establishment. The establishment says, don't talk about us, don't interfere with our business, don't ask why we are involved in multiple businesses, don't ask about us. If you say politicians are corrupt, dishonest, and involved in shady practices, or if journalists say the media is compromised and engaged in yellow journalism, then go ahead and criticize them. You can criticize the clerics, saying they are involved in sectarianism or making money from it. You can call politicians dirty, criticize journalists, and say the clerics are corrupt. You can say whatever you want. You can insult the police. Nobody will care. But the line you should never cross is criticizing the military establishment, their decisions, or their interests. Well, let me tell you, the problem is that whoever tries to break this norm is immediately treated as an enemy by the establishment. Nawaz Sharif tried to break away from them a few times, but the establishment shook him up so much that Nawaz Sharif had to retract his statements and promise not to go against them. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto also broke this norm, but in the end, he remained with the establishment. What happened to him? He was hanged. When the people of Bangladesh broke away, they ended up splitting the country. When Benazir Bhutto tried to break away, she was assassinated. Now, Imran Khan has broken this norm, and he is facing severe consequences. Let me share a few things with you. It's interesting. Dr. Amjad Ali, a member of the Provincial Assembly from Malakand, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, gave a statement in the Assembly. Now, tell me, does anyone have an answer? The DGISPR gave an entire press conference for hours, but in just 2 sentences, Dr. Amjad Ali hit back hard. Keep in mind that the military's job is only to fight, not to create narratives. They can't even run businesses. They can take over, but they can't run a business. If the military is allowed to run a business, they need an open field, where there is no competition. Only then will their businesses thrive. If everyone has access to the same facilities, they won't be able to succeed. Where there's competition, they will fail. Dr. Amjad Ali's statement was, in 3 hours, you claim to have captured 36 checkpoints in Afghanistan, but each checkpoint has dozens of soldiers. So, how did you capture 36 checkpoints in just 3 hours? The nation wants to know why, in 3 months, you couldn't eliminate just 500 terrorists in Bajour. Now, can anyone answer why, in 3 months, 500 terrorists are still active in Bajour, but within 3 hours, 36 checkpoints were captured in Afghanistan? This question is uncomfortable. Then, there was criticism in the Assembly because the session was ongoing. The new Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Sohail Afridi, also addressed the Assembly. After the bloodshed, he criticized the delay in negotiations. Imran Khan had previously asked for talks with Afghanistan, but at that time, you were distributing fatwas, calling people traitors and enemies. Why didn't you try to negotiate before the bloodshed? If you had listened to Imran Khan earlier, we wouldn't have lost so many soldiers, and many innocent Afghans wouldn't have died either. Even Pakistani workers in Afghanistan were killed in the bombings. Their bodies returned to Pakistan through the Chaman border. Now, these bodies were recovered by Halal Ahmed. Before all this bloodshed, Imran Khan had advocated for talks. If you had listened then, so many lives could have been saved. There are still some who are trying to break the ceasefire between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Later they will claim, we tried to bring peace, but it didn't work. Some people don't want peace between the two countries. If peace comes, their businesses will end. Their monopoly will collapse. One thing that Pir Adnan Qadri said to Shahbaz Sharif was very true, but it also brings shame. Pir Adnan Qadri, a member of the Provincial Assembly, said that it would have been better for Shahbaz Sharif to kick the chair than to beg a colonel for a meeting. The colonel controls the Adiala jail, where Imran Khan is being held. Shahbaz Sharif had to ask for permission from a colonel to arrange a meeting with Imran Khan. Pir Adnan Qadri said, if you are going to beg a colonel, then it's better to just kick the chair and leave. But unfortunately, Shahbaz Sharif could never do this. The level he has reached today is such that he has brought disgrace to Pakistan on the global stage. He has become the laughingstock of the country. He even went as far as to flatter Donald Trump in a way that astonished the world. Nobody goes that low, yet Shahbaz Sharif has done it. The world's media was stunned by his level of sycophancy. Some people might give gifts or make investments, but this level of shamelessness is unparalleled. Shahbaz Sharif has brought this level of humiliation to the country. Now, an announcement has been made by the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government, and it's a positive one. We are thankful to them. They have announced the creation of a university in honor of Shahid Arshad Sharif, dedicated to journalism. We hope that unlike previous announcements, this time they will be followed by action. Under the leadership of Sohail Afridi, an official session was held. They also made a major decision about respecting the public mandate in the February 8th elections. The decision was that bureaucrats who stood firm and delivered fair results will be rewarded. Those who remained steadfast in the face of attempts to rig the election, even in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, will be acknowledged. Many bureaucrats resisted these efforts, and some of them even stood up against it, saying, "We can't do more than this. It's a one-sided vote." Now, let me tell you something interesting. You might have heard about the Commissioner of Rawalpindi. I have first-hand information about him. He is still in Rawalpindi, and he is staying in a government building. He has no contact with the outside world, no phone, and no communication system. He can only watch television and read newspapers. His family is with him, and he is still standing firm on his position. When I gathered this information, I was told that he is determined to stand by his decision. There's a full monitoring system around him, and government officers are overseeing him. But he is still firm on his stance, and his weight has drastically reduced. He has diabetes. Perhaps there is also a heart issue, and he was hardly recognizable. I mean, the person who saw the Commissioner of Rawalpindi, Liaquat, said that if you look at the man who had held the press conference, you wouldn't recognize him now. He said, "He has become very weak, his weight has reduced significantly, and he has become a diabetic. He is suffering from multiple other medical issues, but he has been confined inside a house, and his entire family's name has been added to the ECL, so none of them can travel outside Pakistan. The whole state has kept an eye on them because this man was exposing the theft, and he was saying that all 13 seats which were won by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf were rigged. He said that 50-50 or 70,000 votes were manipulated. The results were changed, but my conscience won't allow it. That man is still alive. He is still standing by his position. He says, "I did not do anything wrong. My God knows that I did not do anything wrong." And they have confined him to a place, which is a government building. It's a house where he is kept. But the system has been completely muddled. No one is allowed to contact him. This system has been set up there. So, I wanted to share this with you. I've told you now, let's move forward. They are saying that in the general elections of 2024, there was an attempt to hijack the public mandate. The Chief Minister has expressed his gratitude to the bureaucracy and police officers who, despite pressure, ensured the protection of the people's mandate. Officers who did not support the people will be held accountable, and the Chief Secretary has been instructed to identify and take strict action against such officials. Officers who stood with the people will be rewarded. The Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Mohammad Sadiq Aridi, paid tribute to the sacrifices of Shahid Arshad Sharif and announced the establishment of the University of Investigative and Modern Journalism in his name. I had discussed this with him a few days ago, not directly with Sohail. It was a conversation from 3 or 4 days ago, but Sohail Afridi's close associates had contacted me earlier, and there were some things I wanted to ask them and discuss. So, I requested them to establish an educational institution or a section dedicated to Shahid Arshad Sharif. There have been similar announcements in the past, but practically nothing was done. We hope that now, with the new Chief Minister, our martyr will be honored. At least in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, there is a people's government, and the promise has been made. Sohail Afridi has now made this announcement, and I am happy about it. He then stated that there will be significant steps toward transparency, merit, and corruption-free governance. There will be a zero-tolerance policy toward corruption, and it will be strictly enforced. He emphasized that he did not come to work in the traditional way, but to bring real change, so the people would feel that their vote was not wasted. Political freedom will be ensured in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and common laws will be implemented regarding constitutional rights. Under the current government's rule, no political worker will be arrested under the 3MPO law, whether they belong to PTM, Fazlur Rahman's group, ANP, or any other party. No one will be arrested under the 3MPO law in the province. Freedom of expression is a fundamental constitutional right of every citizen. No political worker or journalist will be harassed or arrested under political FIRs. The specific political culture of the province will be preserved. This announcement was made by Sohail Afridi, and we are grateful for it. The anniversary of Shahid Arshad Sharif is approaching. We have organized an event here in the United Kingdom on the 23rd of October in his memory. I've heard there are other events being held as well. Besides, the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has taken steps in this regard. If you check social media today, you'll see that Shahid Arshad Sharif is visible everywhere. The killers know that one day they will have to face the law. They can manipulate whatever they want, conduct fake investigations, close as many files as they like, but one day the chair they sit on will no longer support them. However, we Pakistanis will remain here, and we will demand justice for our martyr. They will have to answer. It's not like they can escape this. Now, let's talk about the ceasefire between Pakistan and Afghanistan. China has invested in both countries. China has invested $506 billion in Pakistan, and I will check the exact figures later. China has also made significant investments in Afghanistan. Now, China has money invested in both countries. Why would they want these two countries to fight and destroy their infrastructure? The biggest problem in this region is China's joint interest. China's concern is that they have invested in both Pakistan and Afghanistan, and they want to trade and do business here. If these two countries create animosity, how will trade happen? China would pass through here, but the environment won't be conducive for trade, and other issues will arise. That's why China is worried. Now, China is happy that a ceasefire has taken place between them, and it should last as long as possible. As the day for the extension of the army chief approaches, many dramas are unfolding in Pakistan. The first drama was seen with Fazlur Rahman. Then you saw how Maulana Wali Khan used harsh words, but later he apologized. Then there is ANP, MQM, PPP. Everyone is exerting their own pressure. The PPP has given a 1-month deadline, meaning until November 20th, because on November 29th, the army chief, General Asim Munir, will be reappointed. So, the PPP has set its own margin. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. When someone gets an extension, it brings a huge benefit, and the entire country falls into that person's hands for the next term. That person becomes the master of everything, doing whatever they want. The ones who want to control the country, make decisions, and shape foreign relations. Those people are puppets. Right now, the military establishment is controlling everything in Pakistan, and anyone who tries to stand against them, like Imran Khan, is crushed. But for the first time, these people are facing competition, and we are witnessing that. Now, everyone is trying to grab their share, but whatever they do, it backfires. The current rulers are taking credit for everything, but when things go wrong, they can't just sit in silence. They must take responsibility for the failures as well. For instance, the Prime Minister and the Field Marshal of Pakistan, who took credit for the ceasefire in Gaza, must now accept the responsibility for the ongoing massacre in Gaza. The reports coming in state that more than 300 Palestinians have been targeted by Israeli forces since the ceasefire was declared, and nearly 80 airstrikes have occurred, including suicide bombings. Meanwhile, the Pakistani Prime Minister and his officials should take responsibility for the situation they've supported from the beginning, along with Trump. When asked about the bombings in Gaza, Donald Trump didn't give a direct response. He said they would look into it later, but as things progress, the responsibility will fall on them. There's no hiding anymore. We also have a friend in Pakistan, Amir Abbas, who is a brave journalist. I've worked with him for a long time. He's a man of principles. He is among the few who come into the field without worrying about the consequences. Recently, he was fired from his job again. This is not the first time. It has happened many times before. But Amir Abbas is unbreakable. When others remain silent after being fired, waiting for their turn, Amir Abbas doesn't stay quiet. He believes in resistance. So once again, they have fired him, but they have shot themselves in the foot. They are targeting yet another of our companions, and this cycle has been going on for a long time. But one day, they will face the consequences. Lastly, The case of the 26th Constitutional Amendment is taking an interesting turn in court. Many of our court reporters can update you on the ongoing developments in the case. I can only share a couple of things here. The claim is being made that the judges who will benefit from the 26th Amendment should be removed, and the previous judges should hear this case. The judges who believe they will benefit should distance themselves from the case. But the court hasn't yet reached a decision. There is also a debate in court about the legitimacy of the amendment. When Akram Sheikh raised the issue of Yazid's rejection in court, Justice Aminuddin Khan, heading the bench, couldn't tolerate it. He immediately said, "Why are you talking about religious matters? This is not a religious issue." But it is. It's an example of justice, and it's often cited in courts around the world. Justice Aminuddin Khan knows this, and so do you all. The 26th Amendment was designed to accommodate people like him and control public relations, particularly for the political party that enjoys 90% support from Pakistanis. Akram Sheikh said something really powerful, and in my opinion, there's no better statement than this. Akram Sheikh said, "An election took place in our country. Some people thought that it would be scrutinized, that the election would be checked. To prevent this scrutiny, the 26th Constitutional Amendment was laid down. This is the point. This is what Akram Sheikh said in court. Until then, that's all." Take care of yourself and this channel of yours. That wraps up our translation of Imran Riaz Khan's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share, and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.